Good evening, I'm Dania and this is KiniNews. Dr MP Teresa Kok has sent a legal letter to Akmal Saleh on his comments about her on the halal certification issue. Among others, she demanded that Akmal retract his remarks, apologize and pay for damages.
Dr MP Teresa Kok has issued a letter of demand to Umno Youth Chief Dr Muhamad Akmal Saleh. This is over his remarks on her about the halal certification issue. In the notice, sent by her counsel Sankara Nair and Partners, Kok demanded 25 million ringgit in damages, as well as for Akmal to pay for all legal costs and expenses that arise in the suit. The notice read, if Kok does not receive any satisfactory response from Akmal within 7 working days from the date of receipt of this notice, their instructions are to initiate legal action with no further reference to Akmal. According to the notice, Akmal's words made Kok seem like a racist person who does not respect Islam and does not have any knowledge about the halal certification. He also allegedly painted her as an insensitive and ignorant person who is against government policies regarding Islamic practices and religion, as well as an individual who harms the peace and harmony of the nation and an enemy of the state who is disloyal to the country. It said, as a result of Akmal's failure, negligence, and malicious intent in not retracting the defamatory statements, even after Kok released and or published the said clarification, he has subjected Kok to significant and or humiliating pressure from the community and have caused her to be subjected to an investigation by the police. It added that as such, Kok had no notice but to take legal action against Akmal to defend her reputation and honor. In reply to Kok's legal notice, Akmal said he would face her in court. In a post on Facebook, he said, "We meet in court, no fear, no surrender."
Muhyiddin Yassin will have to face trial over 4 abuse of power charges linked to the Jana Wibawa program. This comes after the Court of Appeal dismissed his application to review its previous decision.
The Court of Appeal this morning dismissed Pagoh MP Muhyiddin Yassin's application for a review of its earlier decision to reinstate the charges against him linked to the Jana Wibawa program. This means that the 4 power abuse charges remain in place. In August last year, the Kuala Lumpur High Court struck out the 4 charges for being allegedly defective and not disclosing particulars from Muhyiddin to mount a proper defense. The Court of Appeal then reversed this ruling in February this year and sent the case back to the Sessions Court for trial. Muhyiddin had sought a review of this verdict. Today, the 5-person appellate bench, chaired by Judge Azizah Nawawi, ruled that its earlier decision was valid. Azizah said the court has jurisdiction to hear the prosecution's appeal against the High Court decision and dismiss the review. In effect, this means the case will go back to the Sessions Court. Muhyiddin had claimed trial for 4 counts of abuse of power and 3 additional counts of money laundering in March last year before the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court. Meanwhile, Muhyiddin's lawyer, Hisham Tepotek, told the media at the Palace of Justice in Putrajaya that they will study today's ruling to determine their next course of action.
Following the conclusion of the case, Bersatu's Hamzah Zainuddin has vowed that the party's struggle will not stop. He said they will discuss the matter and left it to the lawyers on the next step to take.
Bersatu Secretary General Hamzah Zainuddin has expressed his disappointment with the Court of Appeal's decision to retain 4 abuse of power charges against former Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin. In a post on Facebook today, he said, "It is disappointing, but they will discuss the matter and leave it to the wisdom of their lawyers to decide the next step." He added that their struggle will never stop with this political prosecution. On the contrary, he said it strengthens their solidarity and determination to oppose all of this tyranny, and Bersatu stands firmly with Muhyiddin. The Court of Appeal this morning dismissed Muhyiddin's application for a review of its earlier decision to reinstate the criminal charges. Speaking to the media after the case, Muhyiddin's lawyer, Hisham Tepotek, said they were disappointed but respected the decision.
In this respect, I said earlier on, I say again, that we respect the judgment of the Court of Appeal and we will further study the conclusions made by the learned judges of the Court of Appeal.
How about the other 3 charges?
The other 3 charges were not challenged by us whatsoever. These charges are pending before the Sessions Court. So the consequence of it is that Tan Sri will go back again to the Sessions Court. And we will report to the Sessions Court on the outcome of this proceeding this morning.
Before we move on, if you'd like access to news like this and more, consider supporting us and donate to Kinitv by scanning the QR code on the screen. Next, government spokesperson Fahmi Fadzil has referred a question on the assault on deaf e-hailing driver Ong In Kyong to the relevant enforcement agency. When asked about it, this is what he said.
Last week you said that the cabinet did not discuss about the assault case against the deaf e-hailing driver. So my question is, if not, is their petition not important enough to consider at the cabinet level?
Saya rasa sebab dia melibatkan agensi kekuasaan, boleh rujuk dengan agensi tersebut.
On September 5th, Ong, together with Lawyers for Liberty, submitted a memorandum and a dashcam recording of the assault to the Prime Minister's office. The memorandum had 5 demands, which included a call for the Prime Minister to establish a commission of inquiry into the case. They also sought clarification from the Prime Minister on why no action has been taken against the police officer who assaulted Ong, as well as other individuals involved. Earlier today, LFL advisor N. Surendran pointed out that more than 100 days have passed since the assault. Surendran also highlighted the silence of the PMO regarding the memorandum. Zaid Ibrahim has suggested that Khairy Jamaluddin's cautious approach may hinder his chances of reaching the Prime Minister's seat. He advised Khairy to learn from Anwar Ibrahim's actions.
Former Law Minister Zaid Ibrahim has offered words of wisdom to former Umno Youth Chief Khairy Jamaluddin if he has ambitions to be the next Prime Minister. In a post on X, he said Khairy should learn a few things from Anwar and take multiple risks. Zaid said Khairy has the looks, is enormously popular with women voters, and has the money to take on the top leaders in UMNO. He said Khairy just needs to be less constrained by the immediate cost-benefit analysis and take some high-grade risk for a longer-term reward. In his post, Zaid praised Anwar's recent strategic decision to align closer with Russia and join the BRICS grouping, describing it as a bold move solidifying Anwar's aspirations to become a global Muslim leader. He noted, however, that Khairy took a more cautious stance, expressing concerns that this move could upset the United States. Elaborating, Zaid said that Anwar, like other Muslim leaders who have faced challenges from the US, is aware of the risk but understands that to fulfill his ambitions, he needs to forge relationships with other global powers like China and Russia. Previously, in an episode of the Klors Kejap podcast, Khairy had highlighted the relatively small trade volume between Malaysia and Russia at around 14 billion ringgit, compared to Malaysia's much larger economic ties with US and China, and questioned the wisdom of risking relations with the US.
Muhammad Yusoff Rawther has been remanded for alleged guns and drug possession. His lawyer Rafiq Rashid said the Kuala Lumpur police detained Yusoff at around 9:30 a.m. on September 6th, and he has been in remand since then.
In a statement, Rafiq said police reportedly found 2 guns and 305 grams of drugs believed to be marijuana in a vehicle he was in. He said his client is under remand to facilitate investigations under the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952 after the initial remand application under the Arms Act 1960 was rejected. According to Rafiq, Yusoff told the investigators that the firearms and the drugs were not his and that he has nothing to do with the prohibited substances. He added that the urine test had also come back negative. He said Yusoff had told the police that they were planted in his car by those who had a grudge against him. Rafiq also revealed that Yusoff has written a letter to seek permission to lodge a police report on the matter, and this is best done as soon as possible to prevent it being labelled as an afterthought or imaginary. He said his client is extremely worried about his safety, especially when his sensitive civil suits with influential persons are still ongoing. Yusoff came into the limelight on December 4, 2019, during a press conference where he revealed his statutory declaration containing the sexual assault allegation against Anwar. Anwar has denied the claims, saying they were false and fabricated. Yusoff has filed a civil suit against Anwar at the Kuala Lumpur High Court.
That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Banya. Thanks for watching.